Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dashcast. I am Curtis Dash, and joined with me, as always, is Brandon Colongo. He will be actually talking about the Broncos and Jets as we kick things off here. Thursday Night Football tonight. You will hear this tonight. In a game nobody asks for, who you got?
Nobody asked for it is right. Denver Broncos, not because of anything they do special, just because of the Jets are the Jets. And let's see if Sam Darnold can campaign for them not tanking for Trevor.
Yeah, I don't even care, honestly. Both teams can lose. I'm fine with that. Um,
Another tie.
yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go Broncos. Don't see why I wouldn't. Um, yeah, that's all I got to say about that game. Let's just move on to talk about Colts Bears. You got Colts Bears here. Could be an interesting game. You got Nick Foles that's starting, the confirmed starter, going up against a 2-1 Colts team. That one loss was that stomping the Jaguars gave him, where Minshew showed out and has yet to do anything since. How are you feeling about the how are you feeling about the Colts? How are you feeling about the Bears? Who you got?
So I wasn't feeling that great about the Bears. I felt like it was a miracle they were 2-0. However, they're now 3-0, and there is a big X factor, and that is Nick Foles, who is I'm presumably going to be the starter, and I got to go with the quarterback matchup. I'm leaning Bears.
Yeah, I'm going Bears here. Yeah, don't see why I wouldn't. Again, it's just I don't trust the Colts. They're
No,
a 2-1 team, but are they? And this isn't to say I trust the Bears. Everybody is quick to jump on the Nick Foles thing, and Nick Foles is a good quarterback. I don't have a problem with that. But they're still not Green Bay, so I want everybody to get that out of our heads here.
agreed.
Let's go ahead and talk about the Jags and Bengals here. A very winnable game for the Jags after getting throttled on Thursday Night Football a week ago. For me, I actually think this is a winnable game for the Jags because I haven't seen I haven't seen Cincinnati do a whole heck of a lot when I thought they had a very winnable game last week. I am going with Jags, by the way. Who you got?
Winnable game? Yes. Jags winning the game? No. Cincinnati Bengals. I wish I could pick the Jags here. I don't. I saw a little more from them against the Beagles than what I saw from the Jaguars against the Dolphins last week. Honestly, you know, the two toilet bowls that were going on that week, pretty much it's I'm not basing this on anything besides the fact that I just think Cincinnati is probably due for a win. I haven't seen anything that shows that we're going to have any life this week, and so I'm picking the Bengals.
And I think the majority of the country agreed with you. Not too surprising. I don't trust Burrow with how everything is going. That was a winnable game, and he did kind of play well.
Their line is terrible, to your point. And
Yeah,
I will further add the coaching decisions. I don't feel like they put a lot of trust in Burrow where they should kind of just let him sling it a little more, especially on big close third down yardage and fourth down yardage.
yeah, but like you said, that
Like
line, he's running for his life, man. Almost every possession, it feels like.
keep him in shotgun.
There you go. Go
Keep
go with that
keep
old
a running
college
back.
offense.
Yeah, keep a running back in, keep a tight end in.
I mean, they might have to. All right, let's go ahead and jump to another team I couldn't care less about. Two of them, actually. The Browns and the Cowboys. We all know my feelings on the Browns here. The Cowboys are strangely 1-2. Brandon, how are you feeling about this game?
Well, I genuinely, I don't trust the Cowboys any way, shape, or form whatsoever. I think they're going to win the division. But the thing is, they could easily win that. They could win that division and also be 1-3. So with that said, this Browns team is not getting enough credit. The whole nation basically thinks this Cowboys team is going to win, and I don't think the Browns are just going to roll over. They're in a very tough division. I think they're actually better than the Steelers.
Oh,
Let's
oh no.
let's see what happens. But I actually have the Browns.
Oh, okay. Gonna go with the minority there. I'm going Cowboys. They played pretty well last week. Dak has continued to play all right. That team has been strange when it comes to the pass rush. They don't seem to know exactly what they're doing. I am going Dallas because it's at home. I just don't trust Cleveland. Yeah, they're 2-1, but And the Bears are 3-0, and I don't think they're for real either.
I think Cleveland matches up well talent-wise.
Talent
The
wise,
Dallas
yes.
Cowboys have a very talented roster, and the Cleveland Browns have a similarly talented roster. In fact, I think at running back they're deeper.
Oh, the Browns at running back are way deeper, yeah. Right?
I mean, yeah, I do like Pollard Cowboys,
That's
but
fair.
he's no to me like both of those guys are on Zeke level. Chubb and Hunt,
Hunt.
both of those
Yeah.
guys are on Zeke level to me.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, Hunt has proven that he can still play like he had that season a couple of years ago.
Oh, of
Um,
course. Yeah,
uh,
he's got blazers. He's fast. He's strong. He's just all around solid back.
I think if the Cowboys start off 1-3, it'll be very interesting for the Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott conversation because Prescott's going to be due a lot of money, and they just gave Mike McCarthy some time to stay head coach, and starting off 1-3 and maybe not having a great rest of the season could prove to be disastrous for, and I quote, America's team.
And it's
Uh,
true. I mean, good thing the Cowboys are at home because Amari Cooper will show up. So if this game was on the road, I would feel a lot better about the Browns. So I don't love either pick, honestly. But yeah, I'm just gonna. I think that there's, obviously there's one or two upsets every week. I think this could be one of them.
Definitely. We got the Saints and the Lions next. It will be at Detroit. Saints coming off that Sunday night loss to Green Bay, looking to bounce back against the Lions team that it should be coming off. Did they beat the Cardinals last week? Pretty sure that was last week's game, but what a crazy team the Lions have continuously turned to be by blowing leads. They could very easily be a 3-1 team or a 3-0 team right now if they didn't choke that lead against Chicago. It's kind of interesting to me. That being said, I'm
Yeah,
still
they had.
picking.
I was going to add to your point. They had Murray looking flustered. I think do you have 3 picks? I think he had 3 picks in that loss. Yeah, Detroit Lions. They looked strong.
Yeah, so that being said, I'm still going to go Saints here.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they lose back to back. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
is possible, I suppose, but
Mm-hmm.
and I guess it's shorter rest in all comparison to any game except for the Monday night. But I don't really think that means a whole heck of a lot. That is a travel week for them to have that short rest, but it shouldn't make much of a difference. Going Saints here. What about you?
I don't see the Saints losing 2 in a row either. I would love for the Lions to shock the world, and please, Lions, shock the world.
No,
How good would that division be? What if that
no,
division ends up being
no.
the toughest division with with the 2 undefeateds? You got the Bears and the Green Bay, and then the Lions come out of nowhere and beat the Saints.
I
Whew,
mean,
I'm
they're
still picking the
fine
Saints.
as long as they do that against somebody else.
My Tampa Bay, I'll be sitting pretty with my Tampa Bay pick.
Yeah, they're gonna be looking real good.
Oh.
Is there conversations about Breeze if they do in 1-3 start, even though Michael Thomas isn't playing?
No, because I attribute the loss to the fact that they didn't put the ball in Breeze's hand. Give it to Taysom Hill for a little run pass option and got fumbled away. No.
Just I like personally, that's not for me. It's not that I would say there would be, but it is definitely
They have a
something.
generational quarterback. I mean, you don't just go around. You you try to move off Breeze, and you might still be rebuilding. Look at the Colts.
Yeah. Yeah, as for all the good it did them. Let's go ahead and jump out of here. Let's go Seahawks Dolphins. It's another 1 o'clock game. I don't think this is going to be much of a challenge at all. Seahawks are probably going to, I don't know, by like 30 in this game. There's no way they lose this game. I'm going Seahawks. What about you?
I don't have much to say either. Seahawks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me know if I should be Russell Wilson for Halloween.
Oh my God. Anyway, if that jersey is not allowed anywhere near me. Next, we have another jersey that's not allowed anywhere near me in Minnesota Vikings, and then we've got the Houston Texans. Texans are kind of favored to win this game. Both teams are 0-3. Who do you got?
I'm taking it with my heart. I got the Vikings. I got another upset. And not for any reason besides I just like the Texans being terrible.
I mean, yeah, that does help. For me, I want to actually go ahead and
And
put a
they're not
disclaimer.
going to take Trevor.
Yeah, there
because
you go.
they got their generational quarterback.
For me, I think this week in general, that's the disclaimer I kind of want to let down. With this week in general, I have a feeling there's a lot of trap games in here. Games that would normally be
Hmm.
extremely winnable by one team, but with this season being the way it is, and multiple teams being 0 and 3, or teams being 3 and 0 that shouldn't, so on and so forth, I feel like a lot of my picks can be wrong. I want to go back to my week 2 13, like 13 win pick. I would like to do that. This week, I have a feeling I could lose like 10 picks. That being said, I'm going to go Houston here. I considered flip flopping and picking the Vikings multiple times. I just don't know what's going on. They have Dalvin Cook who's playing out of his mind, and they're still not winning games. Granted, they have lost tough football games except for the one in Green Bay, according to
Running backs
Rodgers.
aren't that important. I hate to
Yeah,
say it.
and
It's a quarterbacks
I,
league.
I feel like it's about time that we see some Deshaun Watson do extremely
Oh,
well. But
yes.
I'm in the same boat that you are, man. Like neither one of these teams really. Honestly, I don't know. Let's jump to the Cardinals Panthers here. Our dark horse team at 2-1 against the Panthers at 1-2. You were right about the Panthers last time we kind of talked about it. Who do you got when it comes to the Kyler versus Bridgewater matchup here?
Well, I like Kyler better than well, I really do like Bridgewater. Like, I don't mean anything ill on Bridgewater. Obviously, I
Mm-hmm.
think very favorably of him, but I like the Cardinals this year. Like I said, I picked them to go to the playoffs. I think they're a way better team than the Carolina Panthers as a whole. So
Yeah,
picking Kyler.
it's pretty
Oh,
fair pick, I think. For me, without Christian McCaffrey being in, like playing at Carolina, kind of hurts him a little bit. Well, more than a little bit, a lot of it. But Teddy Bridgewater to me still has underperformed. Not that Kyler Murray hasn't. If you go ahead and want to point out, like Brandon just did, that Lions game where he had like something 3 picks or 4 picks or something. That's I mean I get he's young, but those kind of games got to go away. Can't be doing that. Bridgewater hasn't had a game like that. I'm not saying he will. I don't think it's the game that he does or if he ever does. I just I really think the Cardinals are the better team overall, just like you said. Let's go ahead and get this over with. I don't want it to. I considered skipping this game just to be mean, but we'll go ahead and get to the Los Angeles Chargers and the Tampa Bay Gronkaneers. So who do we got, Brandon? This is all you. I'm sure the majority of the country and you are on the same boat here.
Tampa Bay, obviously. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna prove the point too much. I mean, I guess we'll just kind of see what happens. I have no faith in the Chargers. Brady shredded their defense back when they met in the playoffs against Phillip Rivers, and he was on the Patriots. Can expect more of the same.
Yeah, he's got more weapons now. Now he's got a bunch of offensive weapons that are very, very dangerous. No way on this planet the Chargers win this game. Take everything on the Buccaneers. They'll probably win by at least a touchdown. Another team that'll probably win by a bare minimum of a touchdown. Baltimore Ravens over Washington football team. Obviously, I'm going Baltimore. There's no way
Hmm.
after that Monday night game they drop that game. Any counterpoints to
Of
that?
course, I agree. Nope.
Yeah. Let's
Ravens.
moving right
Yes.
along here. We'll go ahead and jump to go ahead and jump to the Giants and Rams. The Giants are just looking worse and worse and worse, and the Rams are a sneaky 2-1. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know if even the Niners are going to be healthy, and we'll get to that game in a minute. But the reason I bring that up is if they're going to be healthy and the Rams are going to be healthy, who the better overall team is, I still think the Niners would be. That being said, the Rams are still a pretty good 2-1 team that are about to be up 3-1 after they just stomped the Giants. What do you got?
Right. I agree that they could stomp the Giants, but they could also be 1-2 right now, very
Very
easily.
much so.
So they're thinking their lucky stars to be where they're at. They basically tried to do pretty much everything within their power to not be in this position, but they're going to beat the Giants.
Oh yeah, handily, handily beat the Giants. Let's go ahead and jump to, in my opinion, probably one of two big trap games this week: Buffalo Bills and the Las Vegas Raiders.
Mm.
But Bills are at 3-0. Could vary. This is one of those teams, like you said, that could very well be 1-2 or 2-1. Josh Allen, I think we talked about that before. Or I was talking, yeah, it was like 10 TDs, 1 INT, 10 TDs, the second for in the league right now. He's in the MVP conversation. People are loving him. And they're going against the Vegas Raiders team that are 2-1. I don't know who to take here, Brandon. Who you got?
For me, I'm going to stick with Buffalo. I think this is going to be the week where they really separate themselves from the Patriots. So they're off to a hot start right now, and until a real team comes around, like a real contender, I think they'll keep winning.
Yeah. Man, I really think this can be a trap game. I'm not very comfortable with this at all. I am gonna go with Buffalo. I'll stick with Buffalo to be 4-0. Because I could honestly really see the Vegas Raiders to me look a lot like a 2-2 team. It's like, oh, somebody you look at it, you're like, oh, okay, they're 500. All right, that makes sense. A Bills team with Josh Allen playing like they are, uh, could continue to be dangerous. Definitely gonna go with them, but this could feel like a trap. We'll see. Patriots and Chiefs. Chiefs coming off that throttling they gave the Ravens. Patriots coming off that win against the Raiders. Cam Newton still hasn't really performed as highly in my eyes as what I thought he was going to be, and I was sure he's half off when we talked about that before. Excuse me. So I'm wondering, Brandon, who do you have in this game?
So one point I'm going to bring up about the Raiders is that against against the Patriots they didn't look good, but they just lost. So if they're actually a good team, will not lose a second game in a row. So I agree, it's a toss up. But yeah, leaning Bills. As far as Patriots go, I think you know where I stand. I see Kansas City being 4-0. They've got the weapons. I think that the Patriots have probably a better shot than it looks like the nation's giving them, but I still have the Chiefs.
Smart man. I'm going Chiefs too. I don't think there's much else to say. It's not that I don't think the Patriots are a bad team, or it's not that I think the Patriots are a bad team. I just think this is a very tough matchup for obviously anybody. We saw it last Monday. We'll see it again at 4:25 on Sunday. Let's jump to the 8 o'clock game, which I have no idea why this is the 8 o'clock game. You got the Eagles and the Niners. The Eagles are beat up. The Niners are beat up, but the Eagles have a chance, or excuse me, the Niners have a chance to get a lot of their starters back. A lot of their starters back for this game, including Jimmy G and Kittle and Mostert. Brandon, who you got?
I got the Niners. I got Nick Mullins coming through, winning the quarterback matchup, and starting to get some people scratching some heads in San Fran of who the real starter should be.
Oh, God, here we go. Yeah, I'm going to go San Fran as well. I don't think it's much of a I don't think the Eagles could see Wentz throwing for 4 picks. Would not be surprised. If he starts all game, maybe I'll see some Jalen Hurts. I doubt it. But
yeah, I doubt it.
It would make for an entertaining story.
Now, I think it would really help their chances.
No, let's go ahead and jump to... Well, before I get to the Monday night game, I want to go ahead and jump to a game that I don't know if anybody noticed wasn't on the list, that Titans-Steelers game. It will not be on week 4. They're saying it's not going to be here, so that's why you didn't hear us talk about it. That's current as of October 1st. It's just what I know. So it's not like we didn't talk about it if you happen to enjoy those teams. But let's be real, you don't. Anyway, Monday night, Atlanta Falcons, Green Bay Packers. Atlanta's 0-3. And did you hear a rumor about what they're trying to do with my boy Julio?
No.
There are talks that the New England Patriots are reaching out to grab Julio Jones, and it is close to a deal done. Probably won't be done this week, allegedly, but it is a close deal. That being said, Green Bay coming in there hot after a win on Sunday Night Football. It is at Lambeau. Don't really see Green Bay dropping this game. Probably not much to say. Rodgers throwing for another 4 TDs. Jones runs for 2. Jamal catches 1. Adams catches 2. Everybody wins except for Atlanta, who I hope do not come back. What are you thinking about Atlanta and the Packers and that trade?
Yeah, I have to say, I think Rodgers is going Falcon hunting. And I think that defense is going to get me some points because I picked up the Green Bay Packers defense in fantasy.
Let's go.
So I'm expecting big things from the Packers. Aaron Rodgers proved me right again. You did your job against the Saints, and I thank you for that. And now go ahead and take care of the Falcons for me.
Continue to roll on. He's a bad man. It's what we hear all the time. Justin and I were always talking about that quote. Aaron Rodgers is a beast. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this week. Before we close out, though, I want to hear your thoughts on that Julio Jones alleged kind of thing to New England.
It's going to make me a little nervous about my Patriots prediction because they're already making me nervous.
All right, man. Well, I'm in the same boat. Let's go ahead and cut this out here. Thanks for listening, you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and this coming Saturday, we might be recording some fun stuff. Get ready to be entertained about the LeBron versus Jordan debate. And we'll obviously talk about a couple of other things going on in the basketball world when we get around to it here on the next clip. But thank you guys for listening so much. Please, again, like, comment, subscribe. Brandon, anything you got to say?
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next clip.